Maris here. I'm an integrated body worker and I help people get away from pain by working with their alignment. I am joined today by Dr. Kantor.
Hello.
Dr. Kantor is a kinesiologist and he started the space where we are right now, which is called ChillSpace New York. And this is a place where people can obviously come and see him, and they can also have a
Cryotherapy?
They can also have cryotherapy treatment, infrared sauna, and float in the tank. So first of all, thank you so much for being here with me today.
I appreciate you showing your audience what we're all about.
Yeah, absolutely. So in the work that I do, I notice that a lot of my clients have a pretty significant level of stress all the time. And so that's why I started kind of doing some research on infrared saunas. And I know that there's, I mean, you know this as well, that a certain amount of stress on the body is totally fine, but when it gets to be at a high place where the breath is really shallow and where we're worried all the time about things, the body can't really withstand that for a prolonged period of time. So why is it that infrared saunas do such a great job of lowering the stress levels and really relaxing the body?
First of all, you said something really important, is that everybody's stressed all the time.
Yes!
And they're not doing enough for themselves
Yeah.
to take themselves out of that fight or flight response and put themselves into a more calming, relaxing state.
I agree.
So what the sauna does, and one of the things that's a benefit about infrared sauna, is that you're going to get the benefits of sweating, plus the benefits of the infrared light, which penetrates deep into your body, which promotes a parasympathetic or a calming effect.
Oh, that's really good.
The regular saunas that people are used to warm just from the outside in, and the temperature is much hotter.
Yeah.
That temperature actually creates a stressful environment. And so while the sweating of a regular sauna has its benefits, the infrared sauna, you get all the benefits at a much lower temperature, and it doesn't drive you into more of a stress state.
Okay.
So the heat of the sauna, which infrared sauna does give you, promotes sweating, which is a parasympathetic activity. But if it's too intensified, it actually will go into sympathetic, which is exactly the opposite of what you want.
Yeah, absolutely.
The other benefits of the infrared sauna is that the wavelengths of light, near, mid, and far, we have a full spectrum sauna, penetrate into the body. Each one of those wavelengths of light has a different benefit. Detoxifying, increasing your metabolism, weight loss, relaxing, wound healing, increasing your serotonin levels. So you're getting all the benefits of sweating, plus you're getting all these other healing benefits that infrared is uniquely responsible for providing to the body.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
My next question was going to be why are infrared saunas different than other saunas, but I feel like you kind of just answered
that's the main thing, is that
Yeah.
it's not just, you're not just in a hot box, and it's much more relaxing. And people want to sometimes come in and do 45 minutes or an hour. You really don't need to. When you
Yeah.
first start using a sauna, you can cherry pick which benefits you want. You're going to get all of them anyway. So 15 to 30 minutes is really all you need
Okay, that's
to
good.
use it. And if you're doing a weight loss program, infrared sauna helps you detoxify faster. If you have heavy metal toxicities, infrared sauna helps you detoxify faster. If you're working out a lot, infrared sauna is going to help you heal faster. If you have rheumatoid arthritis, osteoarthritis, joint aches and pains, infrared sauna is going to help promote pain relief.
Awesome.
It has many, many benefits.
That's really great. So for coming from a traditional Chinese medicine and Ayurvedic principle or thought process, what would you say about people that have like a lot of heat in their system, and is the infrared sauna okay for them?
In the traditional Chinese medicine model, if you have heat in your system, it doesn't mean you have to avoid something like a sauna.
Okay.
So it's not something that's going to be contradict that. It would definitely benefit, and what you could do is you could just get the settings lower, at 120 degrees, and sit in there, and it would be tremendously healing for you, because it's all about going into that parasympathetic state and getting you out of that fight or flight, which would benefit someone who actually has too much heat.
Yes. Okay. That's awesome. And why did you decide? So I was reading your website before I came in, and on the website it says that you combine infrared sauna with chromotherapy, or infrared light with chromotherapy. And so what was the decision to combine those?
So a lot of the newer saunas now are capturing not just far infrared, they're offering full spectrum, which is near, mid, and far, which are the wavelengths, the healthy wavelengths of sunlight that when you feel warmth from the sunlight, it is actually infrared wavelengths that you feel.
Oh, I don't think I knew that.
And so the infrared sauna imparts visible light, which is the chromotherapy, all the colors of the rainbow, plus the invisible wavelengths of light, which is the infrared. So what we're trying to do, what the companies are trying to do, is really capture the exposure you can get from sunlight without the ultraviolet rays. And so you're getting full spectrum light, which one of the benefits of the chromotherapy is to help stave off the winter blues.
Yeah.
So you're getting the warmth in the winter time, plus you're getting the full spectrum of light. And each wavelength of light also has its own healing properties. And we have a guide with our sauna. When you're in there, you could read through and what red is good for, or green or blue. We usually recommend it, the light circulate through your whole session. But if there's a particular color that you like, and you just feel like, oh, I like that color green,
Yeah.
you can just sit there exposed to that
Okay.
green LED light. There's actually a lot of research on chromotherapy, which thousands of years ago, people would use chromotherapy with stained glass for healing. So they would sit in a room, and the light would come through the glass they would use with different colors, red, green, blue, and they would sit there exposed to that to promote healing.
Wow, that's so amazing. So, are you able to get vitamin D from that, or no?
Vitamin D is something unique from the sunlight. So
Yeah.
the sun, when it hits your skin, it creates a chemical reaction in your body that converts the unusable form to vitamin D to usable form. So it doesn't help to create vitamin D.
Okay, but it helps like all the other stuff.
Yes.
Okay.
That would be pretty cool if it did.
I was getting really excited as you were talking, but it has so many other benefits. And so I guess my last question is, if you combine cryotherapy, cold therapy, with the infrared sauna, do you recommend that you do the cryotherapy first and then the sauna? Because I did a video blog with a cryotherapy place last year around this time, and they were very specific about making sure there's no moisture anywhere in your body because you'll get frostbite.
Yes. Two things. First of all, the cryo sauna, that cold, intense cold, when you warm up, you get a tremendous amount of dilation. And the infrared sauna enhances that even more, and that really brings a lot of blood to the surface of the skin, and it also helps to sort of flush toxins out of your body, and also promotes circulation to the muscles. So we found that contrast of cold to hot benefits people more than going from hot to cold, and it's also more enjoyable actually to go from cold to hot.
So.
So that's the main reason why we do it that way. But yes, the cryotherapy, you do need to be totally dry, and that's a precaution that all cryo sauna places take on to prevent frostbite, which would be a rare occurrence if it happened at all. But if you went in there all wet, you would definitely get frostbite.
Yeah, that would be bad.
So we avoid that.
Okay.
But we actually we have something called the pain zapper, where we use cryo and then infrared 3 days in a row.
Okay.
And we found that that's been helping for people who are suffering from pain a lot. The contrasting hot and cold creates these responses in the body that promote an adaptative response that promotes a big healing response. And so we think that some of the benefits, I know we're getting off on a tangent of the cryo, is the positive stress of the cryo. It's not the coldness, it's your body's reaction to the intense coldness. And then when you go from cold directly into hot, again, your body has to adapt again. And that adaptative response is a positive response. And again, it reduces pain, promotes healing, increases circulation, increases endorphin levels, sense of well-being. So some people are using these therapies not for pain, but just because it makes them feel good, or just makes them feel relaxed.
Yeah, absolutely. And so you mentioned a couple of diseases and illnesses that the infrared sauna really helps with. Are there any other that you find really, like the infrared sauna helps the most with them?
The infrared sauna, with repeated exposure, and that's the thing with some of these therapies, one time you're going to feel like, oh yeah, I feel good, but if you have a real chronic condition, you do need to have repeated exposure. And we found that people who have arthritic conditions
Okay.
do really well with the
Mhm.
infrared sauna.
Yeah, that's great.
We haven't had enough people coming in for one specific condition to say this benefits them, but we have noticed people with arthritis
Okay.
really enjoy the feeling they get, and with repeated exposure, they get longer periods of relief.
Awesome.
And it has to do with how well it gets the body to detoxify. It heats you up from the inside out, increases your circulation. One of the things we've also seen is people who have problems with exercise, either if they're overweight or they're just too uncomfortable. The infrared sauna mimics mild exercise, because when you're in there, it increases your heart rate in a healthy way and increases your blood pressure. And then when you come out, everything actually relaxes even more.
Yeah.
So it really benefits people also who have trouble exercising and want to do something that's going to benefit their cardiovascular system.
That's awesome. I wouldn't have even made that connection, but that's really.
It has a lot of benefits.
Yeah, that's really great. So if somebody they didn't have some specific health issue, but they just wanted to kind of decrease the amount of inflammation that's in their system, what would you recommend, like, that they would come in? Like, how many times a week or a month, and what would they do?
If someone has like a certain target goal, what we found is 3 times a week for a month.
Okay.
Because when you first start using the sauna, it's just initiating the detoxification process.
Right.
And as you get through about 3 or 4 sessions, now the body can actually do more with the infrared sauna that's imparting to them.
Mm-hmm.
So we find that there's, with some people who didn't realize that they were toxic, for example, they go in and they'll come out for the first time and they'll feel totally drained.
Wow.
And after they go through 3 or 4 sessions, that doesn't happen anymore because they've gotten things out of their system. When you sweat from an infrared sauna, things that would come out in your sweat don't come out if you go to the bathroom. It's a different type of detoxing.
Yeah.
So you'll see a lot of heavy metals come out in your sweat, especially if you're burning body fat. A lot of chemicals get stored in body fat, and the sweating is another way to get them out of your system rapidly. It doesn't come out if you urinate or have a bowel movement. So
Wow.
if you can test the chemicals in the sweat, it'll be different than what comes out in other parts.
Do you do that with your patients?
That's an expensive test.
Sure. It would be.
It's not something I commonly do, but we
Okay.
could do it. We could get a lab. We
I
could
mean,
get a
is it a
sample.
necessary test, or?
It's not necessary.
Okay, you can find out
Just
that
for
information.
if someone was curious.
Yeah.
What we would do is we would do a urine test
Mm-hmm.
for heavy metals, and then after you go through 30 days, you can do a new urine test, and you would see a difference in the metals coming out of your body because there's not as much coming out.
That's awesome. That's really great. So is there anything else that you would like to share about your space or the treatments that you offer here?
Well, I mean, what we've put together here is we've chose the 3 most contemporary therapies: cryotherapy, flotation therapy, and infrared sauna, that seem to have the best healing effects. And we put them all under the same roof because our main goal was, we call it ChillSpace because we want people to have a place where they can go relax.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's stressed out.
Yeah.
So some people may like the infrared sauna, some people may like to do flotation, some people may like the cryotherapy. They all have their redundant benefits, they all have similar benefits, they all have unique benefits as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so we invite everyone to come down,
Awesome.
use what we have, and we guarantee that you're going to notice improvements in your health and how you feel, and that's our goal.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time.
I really appreciate you coming here and interviewing me.
Thank you so much. All right, everyone. Take care.